Ooh, it is time for April's pick for So Lucky Jar 2025. Want to see what pattern we'll be tackling for April? Then please keep on watching. Hey sewing fam, it's your girl Kris. Welcome if you're new, or welcome back if you are a veteran to the channel. It is always so much fun to be here talking with you guys, and for today's video I am going to be pulling yet another pattern from my So Lucky Jar as part of the So Lucky Jar 2025 challenge. Now, if you're new, you might be a little bit confused. Like, what even am I talking about? So, the So Lucky Jar Challenge is a challenge hosted by my girl Dayana of 26 by Dayana over on Instagram. And the purpose of the challenge is to pull your patterns from out of your stash, catching dust, put them into a jar, and then, as often as you like, pull a pattern and sew her up. So far, you guys, I have successfully completed 3 picks from my So Lucky Jar. And by successfully, I mean that I got them done. Whether they were perfect or not is a completely different story. Now, if you have missed any of my picks before and you have missed any of the reveals, all of them can be found right here on the channel. And trust me, they make for pretty good entertainment. Now, I guess I am a little bit biased because I am the creator of said videos. But in any event, go watch my videos. Right, so as usual, I feel nervous, you guys, when I pull for this jar. Now I know what's inside, but I also know that the patterns inside this jar were not all put in this jar by yours truly. Hubby and my daughter also joined in on the fun. And let me tell you guys, I think they wanted to challenge me, like a lot, because the patterns they chose, let's just say I would not have put them in my So Lucky Jar. Notwithstanding, I think it adds a little bit more excitement to the pull. And so, without further ado, let's get picking. So let me give it a really, really good shake. And then sprinkle some sewing dust so I get a really good pick for this month. And let's see, you guys, let us see what we're working with. So it's this one. Dear Heavenly Father, I pray that whatever on this paper is a really, really good pattern and perfect for the month of April. Let's see. Oh my gosh, you guys, I can see an N and an L. It is New Look 6560. Now I'm wondering if this is the sweatshirt pattern. I actually don't know. So let me pull my phone and then I'll come back and report. Right, guys, I've actually done one better. So I did put all of the So Lucky Jar picks into this box. And when I say all, I mean all of the paper patterns that I actually have, because some of the patterns in my jar are digital patterns. I know for a fact that the New Look pattern is a paper copy because New Look does not offer PDF versions of their patterns. So it is in this box. So let me see if I can find it. 6560. I got it, you guys. It is not a sweatshirt pattern. Instead, it is this pattern right here. As usual, I think the lighting is probably going to play with my envelope, so I'll be sure to go ahead and pop it in on screen. But New Look 6560 is actually a wrap blouse pattern. There are 3 views, views A, B, and C. And let me see if I can decipher what the differences are. So view A has like a ruffle effect along the neckline, and it has long puff sleeves. View B has like a short flutter sleeve, but it still maintains the ruffle around the neckline. And then view C is a grown on type sleeve, like a dolman type sleeve, with no ruffles. So looking at this pattern, I think I am likely to make view C. Of course, I'm going to have to go away and consult my fabric stash and determine which fabric will be most appropriate, in my opinion, for the making up of this pattern. And then, depending on how much of said fabric I have, I may or may not change my mind about the view that I sew. but just off the looking at the pattern envelope, I think I am most drawn to view C. Now I do have this pattern envelope in a US size 8 to 20. The range is pretty big, you guys. Usually it's like an 8 to like a 14 or a 16, and then a 16 to like a 24, 26. But this one is one pattern envelope with an 8 to 20. Now, new look patterns, I don't think are very size inclusive. I think this one probably caps out at the size 20. Now, the size 20 is for a bust of 42 inches. Oh my gosh, you guys. That is small. My 42 inches at the bust and 34 inches at the waist. Now, I usually pick my patterns using my high bust, so I'm likely to start this pattern with a size 16, which is for a 38-inch bust. That is close to my high bust measurement, and then I'm going to have to do a full bust adjustment. But for the waistline, you guys, I'm probably going to have to grade all the way up to the size 20 at the 34-inch waist, but we will see once I take the pattern pieces out of the envelope. Now, this pattern, I should mention, was a pattern put in my jar by my daughter.
So I like this one because I was thinking about this from the beginning, and this bow here just makes it look really great, and it's just nice and casual and very, very pretty to me.
This is going to be the first time that I have pulled and will sew a pattern from my Sew Lucky jar that was picked by my daughter. So she is going to be super, super stoked to see that finally one of her patterns came up. Now, the first pattern that I made was the Simplicity 8014. That was a pattern put in the jar by yours truly, and I loved that make. I love that pattern, you guys. That's just it. In and out, I love that pattern. So I was super stoked that that was January's pick. For February's pick, what did I choose for February? February's pick was the Deer and Doe Melilo shirt, and that pattern was put in my jar by my husband. March's pick was Vogue 85. Now I'm going to make a mess of the number, you guys. It was a Vogue maxi skirt pattern. I'll pop the image here on the screen because I just cannot for the life of me remember what the number was, and I put that one in the jar. So pick number 4. Finally, Nyla, I have picked a pattern that you have put in this jar. Let us hope that Mama can do justice to this pattern, because I don't really want to disappoint my daughter, you guys. So wish me luck as I go away and try to figure out which fabric in my stash will work quite nicely for this pattern. Now, in terms of the fabric requirements, if I make up view C, I need 1 5/8 of a yard for the size 16 and 1 7/8 of a yard for the size 20. Now, I like to work a little bit of fabric cutting magic, and I usually am lucky enough to get my pattern pieces cut out using less fabric than the fabric requirements chart. So maybe you guys, just maybe I can squeeze view C of this pattern out of 1.5 yards of fabric. Now, I don't actually have 1.5 yard cuts of fabric in my stash. I do have a few 2-yard cuts, but most of my fabric, you guys, is a 3-yard cut. And that is because when I shop for fabric, I usually have no clue what I'm going to make up with said fabric. I don't live in a space where I can easily like pop out to the store and buy fabrics. It means that I typically order my fabrics in bulk, and because I do that, I like to go with 3-yard cuts because I can get virtually anything I want out of 3 yards of fabric. Save and except like really, really puffy dresses and maybe like maxi dresses. But for the items that I typically am drawn to, I can usually get them out of 3 yards of fabric. So again, I'm going to consult, and then I can decide what I'm going to do with New Look 6560. As a matter of fact, maybe I can hack it into a dress. I'll think about it, you guys. I will give this some thought. So that is the extent of today's video. Very short, very sweet, and to the point. If you enjoyed it nonetheless, then be sure to go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Drop me a comment down below and let me know, have you sewn this New Look pattern before? If you have, which view did you tackle? If you haven't, which view do you think I should tackle? And finally, do you think I should hack this pattern into a dress? Let's talk about it down below in the comment section. Now, of course, if you have gotten this far in today's video and you are not yet subscribed to your girl's channel, then go ahead and click that subscribe button, turn your notification on, and then come back and spend loads and loads and loads of time right here on this channel with your favorite sewing guru. All right, you guys, until next time, stay calm, stay cool, stay safe, and absolutely keep sewing. Peace.